Good, beautiful morning, everybody, and welcome to the Monday edition of Shortcuts for Your Soul. Today, I have with me the energy of a group called the Ascended, which is a collection of various masters that have graced the planet with their consciousness as they evolve through time and space over many, many civilizations. And the question that was posed is are the Earth's poles going to flip? And the answer I was first given is they are already in the process of flipping. And I asked them, what does that mean? And they said quite simply, it simply means that you have all gotten yourselves off balance. You've gotten yourselves off balance, and balance must be reestablished one way or another. There is the imbalance you have created with your consciousness. You've created an imbalance with your consciousness, with the things you think, and the things that you speak, and the things that you all do. You've created an imbalance. We're not saying that this is bad or good. We are simply saying that you have created an imbalance. Like a child learning to ride a bicycle, you are imbalanced. You have not learned to ride it properly yet. It has already been well established that this event has not going to happen immediately, but it is happening. And it has happened many times before because of very similar imbalances. The technological, the social, the political and economic conditions were different in each time frame where an imbalance caused such an event, essentially changing your whole society into a new version of something that it wasn't before, becoming balanced in a new way. Now, there have been civilizations, of course, that have lasted significantly longer than anything your humanity currently understands or even realizes on this planet. Now, this imbalance that we speak of is energetic in nature, as all functions of matter are electromagnetic in nature. All functions of matter are electromagnetic in nature. Your thoughts are electromagnetic in nature. Your emotions are electromagnetic. Your actions are products of your emotions. Your emotions, products of your thoughts. And they are all interactive with everything that you are a part of. The air you breathe. And so you see many events that are reflecting this shift is occurring, which you call your animals doing very odd and strange behaviors. Wars and famines and starvation where there need be none whatsoever, because the functions of certain, let us just say, factions would benefit from the suffering of others. But all of this creates either balance or imbalance, and there is more imbalance than there is balance. And so you find things are beginning to wobble a little bit in terms of the stability of your pattern. Animals not following their proper pathways, Events like your whales and other sea creatures beaching and appearing where they should not be. Birds and other creatures, migration routes changing. These are all symptoms of an imbalance. The animals simply follow what was given them to follow, what your science calls instincts. The animals simply follow as a blueprint given to them by God. And they follow it to the best of their ability. And human interaction with the animals has changed or imbalanced the blueprint that they follow. The numbers of creatures upon the planet are precise in how they balance and work with the whole system. Everything, every living function of matter, time and space that exists contributes to this balance or to this imbalance. And so you will see signs in the skies. Your great auroral features are indicative of the changes in the emotional energetic spectrum. It is well documented that certain emotional frequencies are in alignment with specific color lengths. And the color red, for example, is a very interesting emotion, a very instinctual energy, a very, very strong, often associated with violence and anger and rage and power and authority and control. And you will see the different imbalanced emotional systems in these auroral fields as it increases. And more of you will see it because more of you are participating in anger. More of you are participating in greed. More of you are participating in what is causing the imbalances to progress. You have time, albeit very small, but you do have time to correct the imbalance, to reestablish an equilibrium to the planetary system. But that would mean that you would have to treat not only yourselves, but you would have to treat the animals, and you would have to treat the world in a very different way than you currently do. Which, from our observation, seems very unlikely, as you have in the last several hundred years done great harm to the natural balance of creatures on this planet. Every single living function of matter, time, and space contributes to the balance. And my dear humanity, you have imbalanced it. You've killed many creatures that were part of the balance. You've taken much off one side of the scale and tipped it to the other, to your favor, for your benefit, for your want, for your need, ignoring the well-being of the others that share this world with you. And so this imbalance is happening. You will see it in the skies. You are seeing it already. You will feel it in the earth. You are feeling it already. You will see it on the surface in the emanations, the so-called releases of the Earth's magmatic energy. You will see more of this as you continue down the path of your anger and your greed and your control and your power and your authority. As we have said, we've watched many civilizations create the same imbalances and with the same result. But the outcome was that the next iteration of humanity would be very different than the one before. And when we say humanity, we mean humanoid forms, as there were many different versions of what you call human beings, humanoids on this planet, many different versions. Your scientists know about this, your so-called elites, the ones who have this special ability to hide things from you, they know this very well. It is happening right now. They know it. They seek to hide deep in the ground, to hide from the the errors of their own creating, but you cannot outrun your own effects. But you can correct effects that are detrimental. You can correct them. The process has begun, but it needs a lot more of you to get involved in the function of what would balance your world. And from an energetic perspective, the scales of balance upon this planet energetically are balanced by the functions of love and the functions of fear. Both have their place in balancing creation, but when any is more balanced than the other, then there is an imbalance, whether it is too much love or too much fear. There needs to be a balance. Right now, there is an imbalance. If you choose to take the time now to evaluate what can you do, that might be hearing these words, what can you do? Let us just say that the imbalance right now proportionally is about 60% of the consciousness upon this planet is based in the functions of fear, which explains a lot of why you are having wars and poverty and other such unpleasantries. And the other is the 40% vibrational energy of love. And the balance is not that far off. But the angrier you get, the harder it is for you to correct. The more afraid you are, the more difficult it becomes to correct. The more judgmental you are, the more difficult it is to correct. The question then to consider, if you wish to participate in a balancing, the question you may wish to consider is, what can I do to be more of a function of love than fear? Nature has its own way. The divine has its own way of naturally balancing things out where things will not balance themselves out, especially where the realm of humanity generally exists. Many of your native peoples, many of whom had a great role for many thousands of years in keeping this wonderful balance that existed. Many thousands of years. What you call your native peoples all around the world kept a sacred balance between humanoids and animals and the environment. Your modern civilization has, as you know it now, has barely been able to do that for 300 years. And in that 300 years, you have created an imbalance that was sustained and maintained for over 32,000 years. So a correction is unfolding. Nature will always balance itself, even upon the scale of galaxies colliding. A rebalance will occur after the collision. Even after what you call your Earth's poles, if they are to flip, there will be a rebalancing. If you elect to shift and change your function of action and being, you can correct the imbalance yourselves, which will give you a great lesson of understanding for those of you that participate in that process. For then you will be shifting your consciousness to a capacity to affect and influence global consciousness. Of course, the consciousness of this earth, the one that you call Gaia, is a global entity. She is a being of tremendous capabilities relative to a human individual. As other planets have other capabilities, as the sun has other capabilities and skills that planets do not, as solar systems as wholes have their own unique consciousness, as do galaxies have a consciousness that's unique and distinct unto themselves as well. You have a chance here, you have time, and you have the opportunity to understand the function of balancing your entire system out. There are those of you that will leave, will have have achieved what you need to achieve here and move on to other planes and realms of consciousness. But the vast majority of you will remain in the process of either learning through the wheel of birth and death and rebirth. But the choice is quite simply yours. We simply want you to know that this is happening right now. You can observe it in your skies. There's nothing to fear, as death is something that is only meaningful to the body. Death has no meaning to you as a soul, as your soul is an immortal function of consciousness, whereas the function of your biology is finite in its existence. Although that can be altered in various degrees. But yes, your poles are in the process right now of flipping, because you are in a state of consciousness that is imbalanced from what is natural for balance to be sustained and maintained. Many of your scientific organizations around the world already know this. Many of your governments are well versed in this. Many of them, wrongly so, believe that it is inevitable, that it is a reoccurring cycle. And it has reoccurred, but the cycle that you are not understanding is the cycle of your humanity and how you participate consciously and unconsciously in what is occurring around you. How each of you contribute to the effects you have upon others. The skies, the air, the water. Without measuring or considering these things, well, then you will simply blindly enjoy the journey of what will happen. It is not a very complex thing. When we came to this one this morning, we were very clear that it was not a complex subject. It is simply that you can be in fear and you can be in love. Like a child's toy, the thing you call a teeter-totter. And your civilizations have been doing this now for many, many millions of years, going through this reoccurring cycle. That is an effect of your imbalanced function of being. And yet you are all free to change that. You can change that right now. You can change the function of your being, and you'll change the function of what is being around you. The imbalance in nature will always correct itself, in spite of the best efforts of those in positions of authority and power to try engineering your skies and your water and your air through artificial ways by manipulating and moderating human genetic predispositions in the hope to create a function that would be more beneficent to some than others. This has created further imbalance. The statement, love one another, was given to you for a reason. It was given to you because it is the way to maintain balance. It is the way to maintain balance. You will always have the polarity of good and evil. You also have the choice to participate in one or the other. So many more of you have chosen to participate in one than the other, that you now have this manifestation in your physical world, which is a product of your creative process via your thoughts and your emotions. Humanity has a more liberal predisposition to affect time, space, and matter than animals do. Humanity has the function of free will, unlike most animals, which simply cooperate with the divine, with the template they've been given to live by. The lion now is the lion it shall always be. The bear now is the bear it shall always be. And although after every iteration of rebalancing that has happened, new species emerge, because that is simply what happens. When the consciousness shifts and change, then the manifestations that you see around you will change. The world you look upon right now will be very different than the world that may exist if you are unable to correct this imbalance. But it will exist. It will be a new earth. It will be a wonderful opportunity to begin again. As equally as you have the opportunity to renew yourselves even now. Many of you do not understand that you can and are influencing everything around you. All of you are influencing everything around you. And many of you are not aware that you are when you are upset, that you influence things. When you are in joy, you influence things. And there's many more of you on this planet now. So many have come here from many different places to experience this function of creation. To watch a new earth come to life is a rare experience in the cosmos. As equally it is to have the opportunity to balance a civilization and a planetary system, to balance it, to experience the act of balancing, restoring balance. That too is also a miracle. And many have come to experience the change. Many have come to experience the balance. But all humanity, whether you are from different star systems and have incarnated in a human form or not, you've all come here to participate one way or another in this function of dynamic creation in this physical world. And we are grateful to have this opportunity to observe it again. But watch your skies. You will see the dominant emotional colorings of humanity in the skies. You will see the dominant emotional colorings of your human collective emotional field in the skies. It's what's your auroral fields are actually the color spectrum of the dominant emotional states of humanity. You notice the darker colors of red that come are red, of course, is a warning sign. Red, of course, is anger. Red, of course, is fear. Red, of course, is survival. And many of you are in survival now, so you will see that is a very dominant color. Understand the emotional human spectrum is reflected in the environment as the environment is reflected in the human organism. But you have a wonderful opportunity here to observe, to participate, to ignore. The choice is yours. So we have to understand that what they're saying is that we are in this wonderful time right now. It's happening. Evidence is there's these things that happen called they're noticing that the planetary rotational speed is slowing down over the last few hundred years, but they've been able to actually measure it now in the last 30 years, where they can actually see the milliseconds of the Earth where it suddenly seems to slow down slightly. Because as this imbalance happens, it starts to. It's like if you take a scale and it's balanced, you just put a little bit of weight on it, it starts to change a little bit. Not necessarily much, but that's happening. They tell me that all the time. It's happening right now. Good morning, Drusilla. Good morning, Maria. And Loretta. Hi. Hi, Jasmine. Question from Drusilla. Can you please tell us what is black goo? Yes, it's the predominant product of your collective fear. Many of the manifestations in your manufacturing, political, and social spheres are products of your fears, not of your love. Oh, that's interesting. Hello, Anson. Good to see you. Good morning. So yeah, we are taking questions. So the question for you on TikTok is this: I've been channeling a group called the Ascended this morning, who are asking us the question: are your poles about to flip? Are the Earth's poles going to flip? Are they going to flip? Important question to consider. It's happening, they said. It's actually happening. Our poles are in the process of flipping right now. And they say it's flipping because we're predominantly in a vibrational state more of fear than love. But that we can rebalance it if we want to. So for those of you that are just joining us or just wondering there, hi Sarah, good to see you. Blessings to you too. Hi. There we are. Well now. Hello, Mary. Good to see you. Hi, Kira. Lori, good morning to you, beautiful soul. Hi. So yeah, so that is happening right now. So a lot of people are noticing that you're seeing great aurora as far south as New Mexico, even Florida. In Florida, they've recorded they can see the red glow of an aurora. And that's the sign, the emotional frequency that measures fear, survival, rage, anger. That's the foundational emotional energy that we're seeing in our collective consciousness is being reflected in the sky because we're part of it, right? They tell me that all the time. You cannot separate yourself from what you're experiencing in the environment because you are participating in it in some way. Whether you are, it doesn't matter if you're on the far side of the planet, every single one of you is contributing to the process that you see unfolding around you. All of you. Isn't it a wonderful thing that all of you are participating in something and many of you don't even realize it? Many of you don't even realize that you are. Is xylitol bad for me? Yes. Definitely. Yes. Question, please. Am I still stuck in samskara? No, they're not saying that you're stuck. They're not saying you're stuck. They're saying there's something in there for you to be understood and received. There's something to be understood and received. It's not a stuck. This is an important position for you to be in right now. You really need to honor that position. Don't think of it as stuck. There's something unfolding for you right now. Hi. Oh, thank you for the heart and hands. Thank you for the badge. Really appreciate it. Hi, Amanda. Thank you for that super chat. May I ask why I came with a fever after meditation Saturday? Was I clearing something? Thank you. Absolutely. It is cleared. It is cleared. Understand fevers of the body, the physical symptom of the body removing something from it that does not belong. But yes, you're clearing that up. Wonderful, Amanda. Congratulations. Wonderful. Yeah. Hi. What am I? Well, you are a soul. You are a soul. You have a mind. You have a body. You can use the body like you use your automobile. You are not the body, but you use the body. You are in possession of thoughts and information in this thing you call your mind, but you are not the thoughts and information in your mind. You have a mind. You are a soul, a spirit of universal light, or if you like, a spirit of universal love. That is what you are. And to know that, you must learn to get away from your mind and body for some period of time every day. You need to make time every day to get away from your mind and body. You relax, you put it asleep, you put it aside, you meditate, you get to know yourself as the soul that you are, the spirit of universal love that you are. Yes, that's what you are, a soul. Hi. Thank you so much for that. Really appreciate it. Hi. Thanks for the gifts. Please ask about the super volcano off of Oregon. Yeah, that's a great question. I did ask about that the other day. Right now, we are fortunate. There's just pressure release going off. In other words, Mother Gaia, who's been, again, if you're standing in front of somebody and really angry and upset with them, they're going to get upset. They're going to feel you're upset. So she's discharging as much of the collective fear that we keep putting out. You can't be angry and upset all the time and not have something go wrong in your body. And we as a species, humanity has to stop functioning predominantly from fear, which means control, power, authority, greed, confusion, and all kinds of things that manifest as fear, right? But don't concern yourself too much with the things off the coast. Right now, it is pressure release going off all over the place. Places like Yellowstone are discharging huge amounts of pressure. Remember, we are participants. That's what they say. I'm paraphrasing now, but we are, as a species, able to consciously and deliberately and intentionally affect the environment. outside of what animals can do. Animals will only stay on the path that God has given them. But we humans, we can choose something very different. We can affect the world very differently than we have. And we can affect each other very differently. And what we're seeing now is, yes, do not be too concerned about doing it. Don't be scared, just be prepared, right? But right now it's just pressure release. And if humans collectively begin to shift from, I mean, look what's going on in LA. LA is a part of that. You have to understand, these are manifestations of fear, war, poverty, greed. These are manifestations of fear. And what's going on in LA right now is contributing to it. If you're adding to fear, you will add to the problem, right? Right. Very exciting. We have living wonderful times. Lisa's asking, can I talk about the Schumann resonance and its ability to affect one's body? Yes. Again, you must understand that you are the only living form on the planet that can change the way in which you are related to all things. This function of Schumann resonance, you can receive a great blessing from this energy, as you can receive a great blessing from the sun or the earth. Your level of consciousness and your ability to be in tune with the good of these things will allow you to benefit from them. If you fear these things, then you will have a different result. If you are grateful for the light of the sun, if you are grateful for the air that you breathe, if you are grateful for the water that you drink, if you're happy for the body you've been given, you treat it well, and you treat the earth well, you will experience these changes in energy very differently than those who are living in fear. Those who live in fear will experience it very differently than those who are not in fear. Well, it's just an energy. They're saying you can also call it ascension energy, like the Schumann resonance, the solar energy. These are all energies coming into the planetary system to be used, abused, misused, or used properly, right? Hi. Let's see. Mary got a question. My daughter plans to get pregnant by an anonymous donor and raise the child without the father. I believe this is harmful, but I want to support her pregnancy with love. It's really important that you understand that the family system, as you know, male and female, was a function of balance. It wasn't just a function of, it's not about sex, it's about a function of balance. That the consciousness of a child needs both male and female energy so that their consciousness is balanced. Much easier, much easier. That's not the only way, because there have been many ascended masters who chose to be raised by a single parent, a mother or a father, or chose an event that brought that. But your concern, if you understand that the function of engaging the child in having both energies, the male and the female around, very important. You already realize this. But each and every one of you is free in the realm of creation. You are free to make your own choices. And your choices will have effects upon you. And your choice will affect others as well. But you are all seeing what the effects are of your consciousness over the last 100 years of your civilization, where the function of the family system dynamics of male and female have changed significantly in over 100 years. And it has its own effect. Again, you cannot escape the effects that you cause. But we send our blessings, we send our prayers, as this one can also do very, very well. Who are we to say that this one may not have chosen this already? Yes. Like that. Hi. Please ask about the Super Bowl. Oh, yeah, we got that. Thank you. Yes. Why are there forces distracting us from love and ascension? Again, the only reason these forces can distract you from love and ascension is if you allow them to. You can choose to stay focused on love and ascension. You can choose this. You cannot make them responsible for distracting you from your path. You must take authority and say, irrespective of what they say, what they do, what they believe, I choose the path of love. I choose the path of grace. I choose the path of peace. I choose the path of ascension. I choose the path of awakening. I choose the path of compassion and kindness. Do not let these other forces have the power over you that you must have over yourself. It would be very nice if everything around you would change so that you could be comfortable, but everything is happening around you so that you have the choice as to what path you will choose to take. Wow, that's cool. I like that. Yeah. Thank you, William. I will support my daughter and the child without love. I don't understand that at all. I don't know why you'd want to do that. I think you mean with love. I would support them with love, irrespective. Hi. Please ask about CERN. Oh, yes. I've been asked about that a few times. I've asked them about that a few times. Said again, humans are curious creatures. Many of you want to travel interdimensionally, not realizing that you already have the gateway of interdimensional travel. You are a gateway of interdimensional travel. You are a gateway of interdimensional travel. That's what your soul is. Just because you all see human bodies does not mean that you are all human souls. There are souls from other star systems, other dimensions, but you are interdimensional by nature. In the human body, you can use the function of your physical organ, the thing that you call your pineal gland can be used as a function to interdimensionally travel while you're in your human body. The organ that you call your pineal gland can be used as a mechanism to interdimensionally travel while you're in the human body. That does not mean that you will take your human body to different dimensions. It means that you can move to other dimensions through that specific organ, which allows you to alter your frequencies of perception so that your awareness can travel interdimensionally. Because your awareness is not bound to a localized point of time and space unless you choose to have it be so. Is that not wonderful? That is so wonderful. Yes. Hi. Someone asking, what can I do right now to attract the most abundance? Practical steps. Quite simply, it's very important that you make the time, first of all, to feel that you already are. When you are paying a bill, when you find a penny on the street, when you speak about money, there should be excitement and joy and even love in your heart. Abundance comes to those that are in the functional frequency of love. Abundance comes to those that are in the functional frequency of love. Right. Thank you Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yeah, you have to be the change. That's so true. Somebody's saying that there. We are infinite. We are truly infinite. How can I tell if my third eye is opened? That's a great question. And there's a lot of information around this for you, but I'm going to give you something that they're telling me to give you right now about that. When in your meditation, you'll start to feel like you don't have a body. In your meditations, you won't have your thoughts disturbing you. You'll feel like there's no body, there's no thought. That's when you start to begin. That's when you begin to open the third eye, when you're not attached to the senses. Because the third eye is also called the pineal gland. We were just speaking of that. And the pineal gland is the third eye. It allows you to see very differently. It is a physical organ within your body that has not been well used or developed by the vast majority of humanity. Many of you do not even know it exists, or even how to use the organ, how you can deliberately and intentionally open your eye and see. You may do that. You can learn to do that. Yes. Hi, William. I am Jyoti. Hi, Jyoti. Can you ask my angels, why am I still unable to conceive a child even after trying for so long, and if they have any guidance for me? It is important that you understand the very function of the type of effort that you have been using is done in the understanding and fear that you will not be able to achieve the result. This word you are using, trying and trying and trying. You must understand that there's a resistance to this consciousness. The function of trying is very different than the function of doing. They are different energies. And you need to understand how to align yourself to the energy of doing rather than trying. Those that undertake to try something have already built in a mechanism of potential failure by the mere consideration of that vibrational word. Trying is a vibrational word that has built into it a door for failure. It is the functional action of doing, the functional energy of doing, if you can get deeply into that energy. I'm also being told there are emotional considerations that you have not resolved. There are emotional considerations that you have not resolved in your subconscious mind. They want me to tell you that right now. You have to resolve some of these emotional considerations in your subconscious mind. Again, if you want to know more about that or want to communicate with your guides and angels directly, you can book a one-on-one session with me. Go to my website, williammichaelforbes.com. But that's really important. You can book a half-hour, 1-hour reading with me if you want to get some more information on what you can actually do to shift or change that which is resisting the outcome of that function that you're involved in for so long. Sending you many prayers and blessings. I thought it was a typo, Mary. Yes, with love. Yeah. Yes. If it doesn't make sense, it's not. It's because it doesn't make sense. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I have to have hope about a lawyer. What kind should I look for? There are hundreds of lawyers. Yes, there are. You know, what would really be beneficial, I'm telling you, this is just coming into my consciousness right now, for you to understand what the meaning of law is. The word law stands for land, air, and water, and you need to understand the different types of law and the different types of lawyers for the different types of law. Look into the meaning of the word law. It stands for land, air, and water, because there's laws for land, there's law for the air, and there's law for the water. Land, air, and water. Look into the different types of law, because if you choose a lawyer and the wrong type of law to be represented in, you'll have difficulties and challenges. Hi. Hi there. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Hi. Good Videos is asking, what can I do right now to attract? Oh yeah, we got that. Just follow the instructions. Abundance is a feeling. Emotions create manifestations. Hear that loud and clear. They tell me this again and again. My guardian angel John, a number of years ago, he said, William, emotion is the fifth state of energy, and it is responsible for the manifestations of all matter that humans experience. So your emotions organize matter. That is your experience, right? Everything in your world is a product of your emotional energy and the thoughts that are connected to it. Hi. There you go. Oh, thank you for that star. That was cute. Beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Kathy. Appreciate that. Shout out to Kathy Wells, thank you so much. Hello there. I think we're good there. That was a great question. How do we find what star we came from? That's another interesting question. The answer, again, many of you need to understand that the function of meditation has many purposes, both in uniting yourself to your creator, but it also has it is the doorway to being able to explore the many different lifetimes and experiences and dimensions and that you've come from and through. You are an immortal soul. This mind and body in which you hear these words is finite, and you change them quite frequently. But if you want to understand the various systems of existence that you have come from, then you need to go into the process of opening your eye and looking. The answers within you if you learn the function of observing. In a couple weeks' time, if you want to know more about how to connect to your guides, how to connect to your angels, how to connect to your loved ones, if you want to connect to your loved ones, then we have our Masterclass 101 Awakening, which begins on the 14th of June this year, which is just a couple of weeks away, I think. Anyway, you will learn to connect to your guides and angels over a period of 3 weeks. You'll be working with several other mediums, myself included, and a nutritional expert who will introduce you to high vibrational eating, because certain foods are conducive to different states of consciousness. Like living foods will affect your body differently than cooked foods. A combination will do different things, but you need to understand that your body is a vibrational mechanism that, if it's in the right state, can make your environment of your consciousness able to perceive and receive information in different ways. But it's a wonderful thing. Go sign up. Go to my website, williammichaelforbes.com, and check that out. Yes. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Thank you for that. Well, everybody, listen, we are at such a wonderful time, and everybody thinks there's terrible things happen. Transformation is the only guarantee we get in this dimension of existence. Change is the only inevitability of living in a physical dimension. Change is the inevitable reality of living in a physical dimension. I'm really honored and privileged that I get to connect to the guides and angels. I have been having conversations, my wife and I, with God all weekend, and there's so many wonderful things waiting for you to know inside yourself. There's like literally having a conversation with God for an hour. Can you imagine that? You can learn to do that. Like, understand God is within you right now, and you can learn to have a one-on-one relationship with God or your angels or any other. You can learn to do that. It's not complex. It's not difficult. You just have to learn how to listen and how to hear. But some people can hear, but they don't listen. So you need to learn how to hear and listen. Anyway, I want to wish you all a wonderful, a joyful day. Come and join me on the Wednesday edition of Shortcuts for Your Soul. And keep in mind that remember, whatever you're thinking, saying, or doing is contributing to either fear or love in this world. Everything, everyone, there's none of us, nobody on the planet can escape the responsibility that you are contributing to what is happening. Even if you're a newborn baby, you are contributing. If you're a great-grandmother, you are contributing. If you are rich or poor, you are contributing. Every single human soul in this world is contributing to this process that we are all dancing in together. I want to wish you all a wonderful, a joyful day, and I hope you'll come back and join me on Wednesday. If you've liked what you've heard today, remember to give us a thumbs up, a follow, a like, a subscribe, and I'll see you guys on Wednesday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Shortcuts for Your Soul. For those of you that want to book a one-on-one session with me, go to my website, williammichaelforbes.com, and you can book a one-on-one session and get some more information if you're curious to know more than you ever thought you could know before. Take care.